1964 Proof Kennedy $half. Highly elusive accented hair variety. The cherry picker's reference states, the accented hair variety is identifiable by the enhanced hairlines in the central area of the hair, just below the part. However, the easiest way to identify the variety is the weak or broken lower left serif of the eye, in Liberty. This variety comprises a minority of the proof 1964 Kennedy $half population, although it is not universally scarce. 69 by NGC. A rare find for a registry set, this 25-cent piece boasts tack-sharp strike, lustrous silver-gray surfaces that are free from any large distraction. According to Jamie Hernandez, the 1976 S. Washington silver quarter is a one-year type. The coin is very common in circulated grades. The reverse has an image of a drummer boy, and many coins in circulation have been pulled because of its different design. Only examples in MS-68 condition or higher appear to be scarce, but still thousands of examples exist if enough searching is done. In MS-69 condition it is really scarce, with less than a handful of examples known and none existing in higher condition. This true rarity fetched a sum of $5,918.75 with buyer's fee. 1982 D small date cent. Let's talk about a transitional year, 1982, and specifically, the small date cent. In the world of numismatics, transitions matter, and the small date variety is less common, making it a hidden gem for collectors. Keep an eye out for this subtle yet significant difference. According to PCGS, the 1982 P small date copper Lincoln cent is one of the most difficult memorial cents to find in high-grade condition. They are scarce even in MS-64 and MS-65 grades. It is one of the most difficult varieties to find in high grade out of all 7 different varieties of this date. In MS-66 grade and higher, they are extremely difficult to find. This MS-68 superb gem was sold for $1,405.12 with buyer's fee. 1988 D Lincoln cent with flared G on reverse. Graded as MS-66 red by PCGS. According to LincolnCentCollection.com, in 1988 rare alternate reverses from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints were produced where the A and the M were wide as normal, but the FG initials were close to the memorial rather than far as they should be for that year. These are 1988 coins with the transitional year reverse of 1989. This variety has sometimes been unfortunately called the 1988 wide AM, even though a wide AM is normal for that year. To clear up this confusion, PCGS now names these varieties as having a flared G. This MS-66 red cent was sold for $1,519.88 with buyer's fee. 1936 Proof Lincoln cent with brilliant finish. Graded as PR-66 red by NGC. According to Heritage Auctions, the Philadelphia Mint resumed commercial proof set offerings in 1936 and a small production of 5,569 Proof Lincoln cents was accomplished. Coins struck early in the year had a satiny finish, but this proved unpopular with collectors, so the mint soon switched to the Type II brilliant finish for proofs. This spectacular premium gem exhibits sharply detailed design elements and impeccably preserved original red surfaces, with deeply reflective fields. It was sold for $1,920. 1943 Washington quarter, toned. Now, onto a wartime treasure, the 1943 Washington quarter. Already rare due to its silver content during World War II, if you happen to have one with a toned appearance and a grade of MS-68, you've struck numismatic gold. Toned and graded high, it's a winning combination. The design elements are generally well impressed on this one. Lustrous surfaces are impeccably well preserved and yield stunning eye appeal, aptly recognized by CAC. The collector seeking colorfully toned coins highly appreciates such specimens. This MS-68 gem ended up selling for $10,281.25. 1909 SVDB Lincoln cent. Graded in mint state 65 red by PCGS and proven by CAC. According to Heritage Auctions, glistening golden and tan orange hues adorn the gem surfaces of this full red 1909 SVDB cent, complementing well-struck design elements. The coin is largely pristine, with only a single horizontal mark below the M and America serving as a pedigree marker. CAC endorsement adds to the appeal. It was sold for $10,800 on January 10, 2024. 1925 S Peace Dollar. Graded as MS-65 by PCGS. According to Heritage Auctions, the 1925 S is one of the 2 rarest dates in the Peace Dollar series at the gem grade level, surpassed only by the 1928 S. The dates have often been considered similar in scarcity at the gem grade level, although the 1925 S has a slightly higher certified population and a comparably minutely higher auction appearance rate. Nonetheless, the scarcity of the 1925 S in this grade is undeniable and is significantly greater than most other dates in the series. The current coin displays brilliant, satiny mint luster and an above-average strike. It ended up selling for $22,800. 1967 Lincoln cent from Special Mint Set. Otherwise known as SMS cent. Graded as SP65 Red Deep Cameo by PCGS. Cents from the 1965 to 1967 Special Mint sets can be found with cameo contrast, but deep cameo examples are very rare. This is a magnificent gem that boasts uniform peach gold color. The fields are reflective and devoid of detractions. A significant opportunity for the advanced Lincoln cent collector. It ended up selling for $3,360. 1954 S Roosevelt dime with no JS. Our journey begins with the 1954's Roosevelt dime. What makes this coin extraordinary is the absence of the JS-, the initials of its designer, John Sinek. The missing initials add a layer of rarity, making this dime a coveted find among collectors. If you have one, hold on tight, it's a keeper. This MS-65 specimen with full bands on the torch ended up selling for $109.12 with buyer's fee. 1930 S Lincoln cent. Graded in mint state 67 red by NGC. This is a sharply struck, pristine copper red example of the 1930 S Lincoln cent, showing no carbon spotting or bothersome abrasions. Eye appeal is excellent. This issue is rare in MS-67 red, and no numerically finer red coins are known. It was sold for $2,640. 1916 Proof Lincoln cent. Graded as PR67 red and brown. The 1916 is the last of the matte proofs in the Lincoln cent series, boasting a limited mintage of only 1,050 pieces. Proof set sales were suspended following this year due to collector dissatisfaction with the matte finish. When proof set production resumed in 1936, a new satin finish was employed, which was almost immediately transitioned into the familiar brilliant finish of years past. This is a conditionally rare superb gem example of the 1916 matte proof. 1878 Silver Morgan dollar with polished ear. Graded as MS-66 by NGC. George T. Morgan's design was introduced on the silver dollar in 1878. According to Walter Breen, the 8 tail feathers variety was produced from March 12 to March 25, before the switch to the 7/8 tail feathers dies. The actual mintage for the 8 tail feathers variety is unknown, but Q. David Bowers estimates about 750,000 circulation strikes were produced. This spectacular premium gem exhibits sharply detailed design elements and impeccably preserved brilliant surfaces, with vibrant mint luster and outstanding eye appeal. 1909 SVDB cent. Now, let's talk about the 1909's VDB cent. Graded in mint state 65 plus red and brown by NGC. This cent, bearing the initials of its designer, Victor David Brenner, is a treasure in itself. A grade of MS-65 plus and the red and brown designation make it not just a cent but a numismatic masterpiece. Keep this one close, it's a piece of history. Golden luster lies beneath original chestnut brown toning that forms a wood grain pattern over each side. The strike is sharp, and needless to say, eye appeal is outstanding. It was sold for $4,320 on December 15, 2023. The 1937 proof cents are similar to the brilliant proofs of 1936. The popularity of the latter finish is reflected in significantly higher sales of proof coins during 1937. This is nevertheless a fairly scarce date when compared to the millions of proofs coined annually since the 1960s. The mint became a little more practiced at polishing the dies, with the result that a very small percentage of this emission reveals some degree of cameo contrast between brilliant fields and gently frosted devices. These cameo and ultra cameo coins are indeed rare and highly desired. This gem was sold for $1,680. 1942 Jefferson nickel. Type 1 die variety. Graded as PR68 plus by NGC. This silky smooth example shimmers with a delightful satin to modestly reflective finish and displays a veritable sunset of color at the peripheries easing into the centers on both sides. The Type 1 does not have a P mint mark, while the Type 2 silver does have a P mint mark. Both coins have similar mintages. The 1942 Type 1 proof Jefferson nickel can be easily obtained up to about PR66 condition. PR68 plus specimens like this one are considered rare. It was sold for $3,600. 1926 S Lincoln cent. Graded in mint state 64 red by PCGS and proven by CAC. The 1926 S is a challenging semi-key issue that is rarely encountered with full red color. Just one grade point finer and the 1926 S is a major rarity. At the MS-64 red grade, the 1926 S is still affordable for most Lincoln cent collectors and represents the best value. This piece has lovely, Even red luster that is slightly and evenly mellowed over each side. A few specks on the reverse and an abrasion on Lincoln's beard account for the MS-64 grade. Sold on January 10, 2024 for $16,800. 1915 D Lincoln Cent MS-67 Red. Our final spotlight is on the 1915 Lincoln Cent. Minted in Denver, this cent, in MS-67 Red, is a testament to its rarity and condition. Finding a coin from 1915 in such a high grade is like discovering a numismatic time capsule. Hold on to this piece of history. David Longy wrote in his complete guide to Lincoln cents, as the population figures suggest, the 1915 D, is readily available in all degrees of color, although few of the red or red/brown coins are true gems. Similarly, Bowers noted in his guidebook of Lincoln cents, mint state coins are seen with frequency in the marketplace, but gems with original color, no spots, and sharply struck are rare. This MS-67 red gem was sold for $43,200. 1974 S Lincoln Cent. Graded as PR70 Deep Cameo by PCGS. According to Jamie Hernandez, the 1974 S proof Lincoln Cent is easy to obtain and grades up to about PR68 Deep Cameo. Examples in PR69 Deep Cameo are more challenging to find, but enough examples exist that most collectors can buy one at a reasonable price. PR70 specimens are almost unheard of. PCGS has certified just 4 specimens including this gem in that top grade. It was sold for $23,062.61 with buyer's fee. Vividly toned 1915 Lincoln Cent. Graded as PR67 Brown by PCGS. A brown example composed of various amber, gold, emerald green, and ocean blue hues, with violet and russet as well. The strike is sharp, and each side is largely pristine. The 1915 matte proof is seldom offered this fine in any color category. It was sold for $11,400. 1976 S Silver Eisenhower Dollar. Graded in Mint State 69 by PCGS. The silver 1976 S Bicentennial Dollar is widely available in certified capacity, although these coins largely reside in the MS-66 and MS-67 grade range, with the population dropping off sharply in MS-68. This is in contrast to some clad issues in the series that are readily available even in MS-69. The 1976 S Silver issue is a major rarity in MS-69. PCGS and NGC each report a total of 7 submissions in this grade and none finer. Pristine satin luster glistens across brilliant surfaces and sharp design elements. A few faint russet accents around the borders serve as pedigree markers. It was sold for $15,000 on January 12, 2024. 2011 P. Jefferson Nickel. Moving on to the 2011 P. Jefferson Nickel in MS-68 full steps. The high mint state grade and the presence of full steps on Monticello's reverse make this nickel a standout. Quality matters in numismatics, and a high-grade coin with full steps is a true find for any collector. This modern gem fetched a sum of $1,730.25 with buyer's fee. 1955 Lincoln Cent with double die obverse. Graded as MS-64 Brown by NGC. Deep walnut brown patina bathes this satiny and boldly struck key date cent. Some flickers of orange-red color remain in the most protected areas. Each side exhibits a few trivial ticks, but a generally unabraded example. FS 101 shows bold die doubling visible to the naked eye, making it one of the most sought-after issues in the series. This elusive specimen was sold for $4,320. 1926 D Lincoln Cent. Graded in Mint State 65 Red by PCGS. According to Stax Bowers, satiny, bright copper surfaces exhibit an uncommonly bold strike in a survivor of this well-known strike rarity among 1920s Lincoln cents. Solid gem quality throughout, and worthy of inclusion in another advanced collection of this popular and widely collected series. The 1926 D cent is relatively common overall but scarce in higher mint state grades. Strike and surface quality are the two compromising factors that make this issue so conditionally rare, and less than 200 coins are thought to survive in gem condition and above from an original mintage of just over 28 million pieces. This specimen was bargained for $4,800. 1909 Proof VDB Lincoln Cent. Graded as Proof 65 Red and Brown by PCGS. The scarcest matte proof Lincoln Cent is the 1909 VDB issue. Most examples of this date are in the red and brown color category, but even these coins are notably scarce in gem condition and rare finer. The present example is sharply struck and displays broad, squared rims with well-preserved, finely textured surfaces. Deep amber red patina characterizes each side, leaving this coin just one shade too dark to qualify for full red classification. It was sold for $24,000. And this is 1909 VDB Lincoln Cent with enchanting toning. Graded in mint state 68 plus red and brown by PCGS and later approved by CAC. Other than iridescent hues around the borders, it displays outstanding preservation level and mark-free surfaces. The original design feature the designer's initials VDB at the bottom of the reverse, which was later removed from next issues due to public outcry. This superb gem fetched a sum of $29,250 with buyer's fee on January 14, 2024. 1983 cent double die obverse. The doubling on the date and lettering is a distinctive feature of this coin. Coupled with a grade of MS67 red, it becomes a rare and valuable addition to any collection. This one ended up selling for $12,436.88 with buyer's fee. 1980 Lincoln Cent. Graded in mint state 67 plus red by PCGS. According to grading service, the 1980p Lincoln Cent is very common as the U.S. Mint struck over 7.4 billion examples. Examples up to MS66 condition are easy to locate. In MS67 they are scarce. Anything grading higher than MS67 is considered rare. This plus designated gem ended up selling for $2,300.62 with buyer's fee. We have the 1964 Washington quarter with a double die obverse. This rare variety resulted from a unique minting process, leaving visible doubling on Modern In God We Trust. Check your collection for this doubling effect. It could turn your quarter into a true numismatic treasure. This MS65 specimen ended up selling for $450 with buyer's fee. 1948 D. Franklin half dollar. Graded in mint state 67 full bell lines. This debut year Denver coin is rare in this lofty full bell lines grade, with none so much as star designated finer at NGC. Frosty luster yields light golden color and sharp devices, with pristine fields. Only the faintest grazes on Franklin's portrait prevent virtual perfection. An ideal registry coin. It was sold for $3,120. 1949 D. Jefferson nickel with repunched mint mark D over S. Graded in mint state 67 FS by PCGS. FS standing for full steps. A beautiful superb gem, iridescent champagne apricot toning blends with billowy mint luster. Impressively full in striking detail, both sides are also expertly preserved and expectably smooth for the assigned grade. Writing in the 6th edition, Volume 1 of the Cherry Picker's Guide, Bill Fivas and J.T. Stanton have this to say about the 1949 D/S nickel. This variety is quite rare in mint state and highly sought after. Were the authors speaking only of superb gems such as this, the more appropriate description would be very rare. This 5-cent piece ended up selling for $18,000. Thank you for joining us on this numismatic journey. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. Got any of these coins? Share your stories below. Until next time, happy collecting. 1947 Washington quarter. Graded in mint state 68 by PCGS. From a mintage of 22,556,000 pieces, even upper-end gem mint state examples are relatively common, but precious few survivors reach the finest echelons of the PCGS population report, as here. Light gold and pale blue iridescence accents otherwise untoned surfaces. Bolder color is found only in isolated areas of the extreme peripheries and on the edge. It is difficult to imagine any example being finer than the present coin, making this an ideal find for the collector. It was sold for $7,800. 1945 D. Lincoln Cent. Graded in mint state 68 by PCGS. A breathtakingly beautiful ultra gem that really needs to be seen to be fully appreciated. Both sides are intensely lustrous with a satiny finish that is as bright, smooth and fresh as the day of striking. It was sold for $9,600. Here is 1922 D. Lincoln Cent. Graded in mint state 66 red by PCGS. A strong mint red color blooms boldly across both the obverse and reverse of this popular date. Among the highest graded examples of this scarcer date, the Denver Mint was the only facility to strike cents in 1922. This one is very well struck and in an immaculate state of preservation. As fresh today as the day it came off the dies over a century ago, this CAC approved MS66 RD is about as fine an example as you are reasonably able to acquire. Very rare any finer. It was sold for $13,200. 1879 CC Morgan silver dollar. Graded in mint state 64 by PCGS. Above average quality and strong eye appeal are noted on this example of an eagerly sought CC Mint Morgan dollar issue. Brilliant with intense mint luster, both sides also feature impressively sharp striking detail that even extends to the central high points. It was sold for $9,600. 1983 Lincoln Cent struck on a copper planchet. This wrong planchet error is similar in nature to the 1943 copper cents, and occurred in precisely the same manner. The 1983 copper planchet cents are destined to remain quite rare, as the change from the old tenor copper planchets to the new 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper planchets occurred in August of 1982, at least 4 months before 1983 cents were struck. This MS-64 red and brown specimen fetched a sum of $9,000. 1954 S. Jefferson nickel. Graded in mint state 67 FS by PCGS. An exciting and significant offering for advanced Jefferson nickel enthusiasts, this top pop full step superb gem is making only its second recorded auction appearance. It is a lovely example, the surface is lustrous with a dusting of champagne apricot and pale silver iridescence to a softly frosted finish. Smartly impressed, the detail is expectably full given the FS designation from PCGS and includes complete step definition below the pillars of Monticello. Otherwise virtually pristine. A trivial mark in the upper right reverse field is mentioned solely as a useful identifier. It was sold for $9,000. Vividly toned 1944 Walking Liberty $50. Graded in mint state 67 plus by PCGS. A spectacular example of this late date Walking Liberty $50 in every sense. From a technical standpoint, this coin is truly superb, with essentially flawless surfaces that radiate mint brilliance. It ended up selling for $8,400. Next. 1950 S over D Washington quarter. Graded in mint state 67 plus by PCGS and proven by CAC. A spectacular example of this ever popular over mint mark variety, and it is tied for the finest certified by PCGS. Bold mint luster swirls over satin smooth surfaces. Brilliant untoned silver is accented by a halo of golden brown patina on the obverse and lemon yellow, tangerine, and hints of iridescence on the reverse. A fantastic strike ties the entire package together, with the SD mint mark very well defined. It was sold for $7,800. 1954 Lincoln cent. Graded in mint state 67 red by PCGS. Soft satin luster blends with original deep rose red mint color on both sides of this gorgeous example. A surprise condition rarity among 1950s Lincoln cents, the late David W. Lang writes of the 1954, 1954 p. Sic. Cents are notable for their generally poor quality. Most are dark and were coined from severely overused dies. None had been certified MS-67 RD by either PCGS or NGC at the time the author penned his complete guide to Lincoln cents in 1996. The situation today is different, of course, but minimally so, as even though a number of grading events in MS-67 RD are reported, this issue remains a formidable condition with the strike, luster quality and surface preservation shown here. Sold for $6,600. Here is 1941 Jefferson nickel in PR 68 condition. PR standing for proof. Lightly and evenly toned in golden gray iridescence, under direct lighting the surfaces reveal vivid multicolored undertones of reds, golds and blues. Universally reflective in finish, both sides exhibit full striking detail and pristine looking features. It was bargained for $7,200. 1920 D Buffalo nickel. Graded in mint state 66 by PCGS. Simply put, this is a beautiful coin. Indirect viewing angles show even light silver gray surfaces, but when the coin dips into a light the viewer is treated to dazzling champagne gold, powder blue and pinkish apricot toning in a target-like distribution. Smooth and frosty with a dynamic strike for an issue that is often noticeably blunt in the centers. It was sold for $38,400. This is 1926 D piece silver dollar. Graded in mint state 67 by PCGS. A captivating superb gem with pristine looking surfaces that are quite unlike those normally seen for this issue. Silky smooth in appearance and fully untoned, one's eye is allowed to focus on full striking detail and billowy mint luster. A delight to behold, and just right for inclusion in an advanced piece dollar collection on the PCGS set registry. It was sold for $28,800. 1923 S Lincoln cent. Graded in mint state 65 red by PCGS. With bold full detail throughout the design, this is a very well struck 1923 S Lincoln cent. Full tan orange mint color is also noteworthy, and it confirms the conditionally rare nature of this impressive gem. As with many earlier issues from the 1920s, the 1923 S is one of the more notable condition rarities in the entire Lincoln series. Only 8,700,000 cents were struck at San Francisco that year, but thanks in part to hoarding in later years, the 1923 S is generally available in the lowest circulated grade levels, but it becomes progressively scarcer up through the about uncirculated levels. In mint state preservation, this is an especially challenging issue even at the lower end of that scale. It was sold for $22,800. And here is 1955 Lincoln cent with double die obverse. Graded in mint state 65 red by PCGS. The surfaces of this exquisite gem glow with full, vivid, pinkish apricot mint color. Boldly struck with intense satin to softly frosted luster and incredible eye appeal. One of the finest certified survivors, this piece ranks among the highest grading events listed in the PCGS population report. Prominent doubling is evident on all obverse letterings with naked eye. It was sold for $45,600 on March 26, 2024 at Stack's Bowers auction. And that's a wrap, folks. Before you leap to your next video adventure, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Stay safe out there. God's willing, see you in the next episode.
Let's kick things off with a highlight from the auction, a 1934 D Washington quarter, graded mint state 66, which sold for $690 on April 1st, 2024. But that's not all. Another 1934 D quarter, also graded as an MS 66 superb gem, fetched $850 at the same auction. What makes these two coins particularly interesting is that they represent two distinct die varieties, the first one featuring a medium motto and the second a heavy motto. For those new to the terminology, light motto, medium motto, and heavy motto are terms used to describe the different varieties of the 1934 Washington quarter. These differences specifically refer to the appearance and thickness of the lettering in the motto, "In God We Trust," on the obverse of the coin. The medium motto variety boasts lettering that is pronounced and moderately struck, offering clarity and distinctness with some variability in thickness. On the other hand, the heavy motto variety showcases bold, deeply struck lettering with thick and well-defined characters that stand out prominently on the coin's surface. So folks, if you're examining your quarters, pay close attention. If you come across a medium or heavy motto variety in mint condition, know that you're holding on to something quite special. Don't let it go for a bargain. Stay tuned as we explore more intriguing finds and share insights on how to recognize and value these numismatic treasures. Behold, this 1940 Jefferson nickel is not just any coin. It's a proof coin, minted specifically for collectors who appreciate the highest quality. Proof coins boast a mirror-like finish and exceptional detail, achieved through the use of specially prepared dies and blanks, and often struck multiple times to accentuate the design features and finish to perfection. Their purpose isn't for circulation, but to showcase the pinnacle of minting craftsmanship. This remarkable piece has been graded PR 68 by PCGS, a testament to its near-perfect condition. It carries a unique die variety, showcasing the reverse design of 1938, notable for the mushy appearance of the steps on Monticello. This is in stark contrast to the reverse of 1940, which is characterized by sharply defined individual steps. Such distinct features mark this coin as a true rarity, culminating in a sale price of $9,600 on March 28, 2024. A collector's dream, this nickel exemplifies the blend of history, artistry, and rarity that makes numismatics so fascinating. Next up, we present a captivating 1936 proof Lincoln cent. This coin stands out not only for its age, but also for its remarkable condition, having been graded as PR 67 red. Achieving such a high grade is quite extraordinary for a coin that's approaching a century in age. Furthermore, this piece is distinguished by its brilliant finish, a characteristic that contributes significantly to its value. The 1936 proof Lincoln cents come in two varieties, satin finish and brilliant finish, with the latter being showcased here. It's worth noting that large-scale proof production halted in 1916, marking a hiatus from the production of matte-proof Lincoln cents and Buffalo nickels, as well as brilliant-proof silver coins. After a 20-year break, the mint resumed the production of proof coins for collectors, spanning from 1936 to 1942, and subsequently from 1950 onwards. This superb gem proof exemplifies numismatic beauty, with brilliant orange surfaces, mirrored fields, and gently frosted devices. Such a striking appearance led to its sale for an impressive $10,200. Have you spotted the unusual feature on the reverse side of this proof Washington quarter? Look closely and you'll notice an S mark on the eagle's chest. Rest assured, Rest assured, this isn't the result of someone tampering with the coin. What we have here is the highly coveted 1952 proof quarter, affectionately dubbed the Superbird. Jamie Hernandez explains the context behind this curiosity. Back in 1952, television options were limited, and the Superman TV show was a cultural phenomenon. It's widely believed that a mint employee, likely a Superman enthusiast, intentionally placed an S mint mark on the reverse die of a 1952 proof Washington quarter. As a result, every quarter struck from this die bears the S mark on the eagle's chest. This distinctive marking has led to the coin being widely known as the Superbird variety, a playful nod to the superhero it alludes to. This unique attribute has not only made the coin a sought-after piece among collectors, but also a fascinating snippet of pop culture intersecting with numismatics. This particular Superbird specimen fetched $154 on April 1, 2024, a testament to its appeal and the intriguing story behind its creation. Delving further into our collection, we come across a remarkable 1914 D. Lincoln cent, boasting a Mint State 65 red grade. This cent is especially significant due to its relatively low production of fewer than 1.2 million coins, securing its status as a highly sought-after branch mint key in this popular series. The 1914 D stands out as even scarcer in high grade than the much-celebrated 1909 S VDB issue, with most Mint State survivors appearing in MS63 and MS64 grades, predominantly in the brown and brown categories. Fully red specimens, such as this gem red example, are considerably rarer and more desirable. Our showcased coin features striking deep amber red and orange surfaces, immaculately preserved without any signs of distracting abrasions or spots. It represents a prime example of this hard-to-find Colorado mint issue, and highlighting its uniqueness and value. This sought-after penny captivated collectors and ultimately sold for $18,000 on March 28th, 2024. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating finds and insights into the world of coin collecting. Happy coin collecting. This isn't just any ordinary 1950 Washington quarter. What sets it apart isn't merely its silver composition, a precious metal compared to the current copper-nickel blend, but rather a unique mint error on its reverse design. Specifically, this error is the tiny overmint mark below the eagle, a feature that significantly boosts its value. In the realm of U.S. numismatics, this error is categorized as a repunched mint mark D over S. The anomaly is such that the upper loop of an S is visible protruding from the upper left and top of the D, which itself has been lightly repunched. This particular error has made the coin highly desirable among collectors. It was graded MS60C6 by the professional coin grading service, PCGS, and fetched $7,500 at a heritage auctions event. Have you ever stumbled upon a Roosevelt dime quite like this one? At first glance, it may seem like typical pocket change, a circulated and worn 10-cent piece. However, this dime stands out due to its extraordinary minting error, one that led it to fetch $40,800 at a Stack's Bowers auction in March. This particular undated Roosevelt dime was struck using two reverse dies, meaning it lacks the usual obverse design, or in simpler terms, it doesn't feature Roosevelt's head on either side. Such coins struck from mismatched dies are known as mulings and rank among the rarest and most sought after of all U.S. mint errors. Muling errors usually involve the accidental combination of dies that were meant for different designs or even different denominations of coins. Therefore, if you ever come across a dime like this, it's advisable to consult a professional numismatist instead of spending it. Its value could be significantly more than its face value. Presenting a 1953 S. Jefferson nickel, this coin has been graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, with a Mint State 65 plus rating. It boasts the full steps designation, indicating that the steps on Monticello's porch on the coin's reverse are sharply defined. The 1953 S is noted for being one of the more challenging dates to find in any full steps grade, often attributed to issues with how well these coins were struck. Most 1953 S nickels exhibit a worn die appearance with somewhat mushy details, yet this particular coin stands out for its well-delineated steps on Monticello, distinguishing it from other examples from the same year. This remarkable coin achieved a sale price of $5,040. Here's a true gem in the numismatic world, a 1917 Lincoln cent. The year 1917 itself marks one of the scarcer dates for Lincoln cents. But what truly distinguishes this piece from other pennies is its doubled elements on the obverse, or the front side of the coin. Both the date and the phrase "In God We Trust" feature bold doubling, making it an immensely popular variety among collectors and noted in both the Cherry Picker's Guide and the Guidebook of United States Coins. This particular coin, a fire red gem, has been graded MS65 red by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Coins of this grade are exceptionally rare and sought after by collectors and registry set enthusiasts alike. Finer examples are rarely seen on the market, as they are often tightly held within private collections. This remarkable coin was sold for $19,200. Have you spotted the oddity in this Lincoln cent? At a casual glance, it might seem like just another piece of pocket change, possibly altered by someone with too much time on their hands. However, it is, in fact, a remarkably elusive error coin. This 1999 Lincoln cent was mistakenly struck over a 1999 P Roosevelt dime. The dime and cent blanks are nearly identical in size, with a very minimal difference in diameter, which occasionally leads to such mishaps at various branches of the U.S. Mint. The design elements of the original dime, including parts of E pluribus unum, States of America, and the central device, are clearly visible on the obverse side of the coin, marking it as a fascinating error piece. This particular coin was graded MS64 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and garnered a price of $780 at a Stack's Bowers auction. Presented here is a 1954 D Franklin half dollar, a coin considered moderately scarce when found in full bell lines gem mint state condition. The term full bell lines is specific to Franklin half dollars, focusing on the clarity and detail visible on the coin's reverse, where the Liberty Bell is showcased. Originating from a series minted between 1948 and 1963 and designed by John R. Sinnock, the Liberty Bell's representation is central. Full bell lines denotes that the horizontal lines on the Liberty Bell are sharp and fully struck, showcasing no signs of wear or interruption. This quality assessment is crucial for collectors who prize the fidelity of the bell's image on the coin. A specimen of this quality, graded MS67, achieved a sale price of $6,600 at a Stack's Bowers auction on March 26, 2024. As we wrap up today's journey through the fascinating world of numismatics, we hope you've enjoyed exploring these remarkable coins and the stories they carry. Each piece not only offers a glimpse into history, but also showcases the incredible craftsmanship and the occasional quirks of the minting process that make numismatics such a captivating hobby. If you've enjoyed diving into the world of rare coins with us, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting the like button. Your support helps us continue to uncover and share these treasures with you. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest numismatic adventures. Thank you for watching, and until next time, welcome back to our numismatic channel. In today's episode, we're kicking things off with a highlight on the 1943 Lincoln cent. For those of you new to the world of coin collecting, it's important to note that in 1943, the U.S. Mint made a significant shift to zinc-coated steel planchettes for pennies. This change was made to conserve copper for the war effort, so the unique coloration of the 1943 cent isn't particularly unusual. However, there's another aspect of this coin that sets it apart from the rest. It features a mint error known as the double die obverse. This error is evident in the thickness of the letters in Liberty and in the date numerals, especially the 9, which shows a distinctly doubled tail. According to the Cherry Picker's Guide, this coin is one of the strongest Class 6 doubled dies in the series and has always been very popular among Lincoln cent collectors. This exceptional piece received a grade of MS67 from PCGS and was sold for $2,280 at Heritage Auctions on March 29, 2024. Presenting a 1947 S. Jefferson nickel, graded Mint State 67, a true gem in the world of numismatics. The release of this coin saw significant hoarding by collectors, ensuring a wide availability of Mint State examples. Nonetheless, the quality among these pieces can vary greatly, necessitating a discerning eye from collectors to find an ideal specimen. The coin we're discussing stands out remarkably, boasting both superior luster and an exacting strike, a synergy seldom seen, as many examples typically feature one or the other. It also possesses the coveted full steps designation, indicating a fully struck depiction of the Monticello porch on its reverse, a detail that greatly appeals to enthusiasts and collectors alike. This rare and desirable nickel ultimately commanded a price of $2,340 at auction, underscoring its exceptional quality and the high regard in which it is held within the numismatic community. Shifting our focus to the 1955 Lincoln cent, featuring a double die obverse. Among the various double dies in the Lincoln cent series, the 1955 FS101 stands out. Though not the rarest, it is by far the most dramatic and the most famous, making it highly sought after. This choice red and brown specimen showcases subtle hints of burgundy toning atop a coppery red satin luster, enhancing its allure. Its precise strike further enhances its desirability. This particular coin was sold for $4,680 at heritage auctions. Here we spotlight a 1958 Roosevelt dime, distinguished by its captivating toning. While it's a common issue from the Denver Mint, finding one in MS-68 condition with full bands definition is exceptionally rare. A quick tip for beginner collectors. To qualify for a full bands designation, a Roosevelt dime must exhibit full separation and distinctness in both the upper and lower bands of the torch on the coin's reverse. The line dividing the bands should be continuous and complete. This particular coin is graded as an MS-68 superb gem with a plus designation, marking it as one of the finest known examples. It boasts vivid tones of gold, amber, forest green, and violet on both sides, making its eye appeal truly outstanding. This remarkable piece fetched $1,800 at an auction on March 29, 2024. Take a look at this circulated and tarnished 1936 Lincoln cent. Surprisingly, despite its condition, this penny fetched $1,680 at a Stack's Bowers auction. The high interest in this coin stems from its rare error, known as a wrong planchet error. Essentially, this 1936 Lincoln cent was mistakenly struck on a Nicaraguan 10-cent planchet. The lower part of the obverse and the upper part of the reverse have been lightly cleaned, revealing a semicircle of pale silvery metal where faint hairlines are visible upon close examination. The rest of the coin's surface retains a deep, mottled milk chocolate patina, free from any significant blemishes. The coin is ideally centered, though the tops of in God we slightly spill off the edge, yet the legends on the reverse are fully intact. This serves as a reminder that if your pennies exhibit unusual coloration or weight, it's worth taking a closer look or consulting a numismatic expert. Notice something unusual about the appearance of this 1994 Roosevelt dime? It might look as though it was struck with a hammer, but that's not the case. This peculiar dime is actually an error coin produced by the Philadelphia branch of the U.S. Mint, known as a broad-struck coin. In numismatics, a broad-struck error occurs when a coin is minted without being correctly seated in the coining chamber. This means the coin isn't fully encased by the collar, a ring-shaped device that shapes the coin and ensures it has the proper dimensions and edge design. As a result, the coin is struck with too much force, causing it to spread or expand beyond its intended size and shape. This particular broad-struck Roosevelt dime was auctioned for $312 at Stack's Bowers. And now, the highlight of today's episode, a numismatic gem ranked among the 100 greatest U.S. modern coins. We're looking at a 1968 Roosevelt dime that astonishingly lacks the S mint mark. The year 1968 marked the inaugural minting of these proofs at the San Francisco Mint. Remarkably, a limited batch, estimated to be around 24 pieces, was minted using a die that had not been properly imprinted with the S mint mark. This particular specimen boasts a captivating band of golden orange hue at the upper obverse, while the rest of its surfaces shine with a brilliant luster. Graded PR 69 by PCGS, this proof dime fetched an impressive sum of $45,600 at a Heritage Auctions event. As we wrap up today's journey through numismatic treasures, we hope you've enjoyed the incredible stories and rarities we've shared. Each coin has its own unique story, a testament to history, artistry, and the occasional quirk of fate. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning to explore the fascinating world of numismatics, there's always something new to discover. If you found value in our episode, consider subscribing to our channel and hitting the like button. Your support helps us continue to uncover and share these captivating stories with all of you. Don't forget to turn on notifications to stay updated with our latest episodes and dive deeper into the rich tapestry of numismatic history. We're always eager to hear from our viewers, so please leave your thoughts, questions, or discoveries in the comments below. Perhaps you have a numismatic rarity of your own to share. Thank you for joining us today. Keep exploring, keep collecting, and remember, the next great find could be just a coin flip away. Until next time, happy collecting. In 1982, the composition of pennies transitioned from primarily copper to primarily zinc. Before 1982, pennies consisted of 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, that year, the U.S. Mint shifted to a zinc core with a thin copper plating. A 1982 zinc cent in circulated condition, such as this one, would typically fetch less than 5 cents. However, an exceptional specimen recently sold for $15,973.88, including the buyer's fee at the Great Collections auction. This impressive price was justified by the exceptional quality of the coin. Featuring immaculate preservation and sharp strike definition, this red uncirculated specimen garnered significant attention. PCGS graded this penny as MS69 red, just 1 point below the highest grade in Sheldon's coin grading scale, MS70, representing near numismatic perfection. The surfaces of this coin glow with a coppery rose luster. Therefore, it is recommended to store such uncirculated gems in airtight holders to preserve their condition. Undoubtedly, this penny presents a compelling investment opportunity for the future. Here is the 1939 Jefferson nickel, which fetched an impressive $20,562.50 at heritage auctions. This coin is far from ordinary pocket change, boasting a rare combination of attributes: superb gem grade, full steps definition, and a double die reverse. Graded as MS67 by PCGS, it also holds the coveted full steps designation, showcasing the fully struck and delineated steps of Monticello. On the reverse, strong doubling is evident, particularly noticeable on the lettering in Monticello and 5 cents, along with significant doubling on the right side of the building. Highly sought after across all grades and conditions, the FS801 variety is especially elusive in high grade, consistently commanding high premiums. Introducing another modern rarity, the 1983 Lincoln cent. If you happen to possess a 1983 penny, it is highly advisable to closely examine the reverse side of the coin. This particular coin showcases an impressive guidebook variety, featuring wide doubling on the reverse legends and horizontal lines of the memorial. Additionally, die polish lines on each side of the portrait indicate that mint personnel focused on the appearance of the wrong die. The brick red surfaces of this coin are free from any contact marks, carbon, or other blemishes. After receiving a grade of Mint State 68 red from PCGS, this coin fetched a significant $11,306.25, inclusive of the buyer's fee. This is a 1967 Kennedy half dollar, also known as an SMS half. This designation signifies that this half dollar originates from a special mint set. In 1964, when silver coinage ceased, the government also halted the issuance of proof and mint sets, along with ceasing to include mint marks on coins. From 1965 onwards, special 5-coin sets were introduced under the new name of Special Mint Set. These sets were circulated until 1967, when regular proof sets resumed production in 1968, now originating from the San Francisco Mint. While the coins in the Special Mint sets boasted substantially higher quality than regular circulation strike coins, they did not match the quality of proof coins. As a result, examples from these sets are seldom seen in top-grade conditions. You may notice something peculiar about the 1972 D Eisenhower dollar. The shape seems off, and the legends appear incomplete, you might say. Well, it's indeed an error dollar coin struck 10% off-center. Such coins are the result of incorrect striking by the minting machinery, causing the design to be displaced from its intended position on the coin's surface. As a result, approximately 10% of the design is missing due to the off-center strike. These off-center strikes are considered mint errors because they deviate from the standard production process, resulting in coins with unique and sometimes collectible characteristics. This uncirculated Denver specimen was graded as MS64 by NGC and sold for $222 on April 3, 2024. Here we have another intriguing error coin, a Washington quarter with coppery red surfaces. This unusual appearance is due to the fact that this undated quarter was mistakenly struck on a Lincoln cent, either by error or intentionally. An undated 25C Washington quarter overstruck on a Lincoln cent is a captivating and highly uncommon error coin. It arises when a blank planchet intended for one denomination, in this case a Lincoln cent, is accidentally fed into the coin press and struck with dies intended for another denomination, the Washington quarter. This results in a coin with the design of a quarter stamped over the original Lincoln cent design. These error coins are exceedingly rare and greatly sought after by collectors due to their distinctiveness and the infrequency of such incidents. This particular specimen was graded as MS66 red and brown and fetched a price of $2,160 at Heritage Auctions. Thank you for joining us on this numismatic journey. If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating content like this. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and remember to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Your support helps us continue bringing you high-quality numismatic insights. Subscribe, like, and stay tuned for more captivating discoveries in the world of coins and currency. If you are a collector of U.S. coins, particularly Roosevelt dimes, you'll likely find it easy to locate a circulated or even uncirculated superb gem specimen dated 1965. The U.S. Mint struck over 1.6 billion dimes in 1965 after transitioning to a copper-nickel-clad sandwich, making them abundantly available. However, this isn't just any 1965 dime. It's an error coin highly coveted by collectors, and it could be in your possession if you pay close attention. Starting this year, the Mint eliminated all silver composition from the Roosevelt dime. As the price of silver increased, the Mint opted to strike circulating coinage from a much cheaper alloy. Silver dimes continued to be struck to deplete the remaining stock, but those coins were intended to be produced with 1964 dated dies. Due to a Mint slip-up, however, some silver dime planchettes were struck with 1965 dies. These are highly elusive and, in limited numbers, are worth a significant amount of money. Distinguishing a 1965 silver Roosevelt dime, error, from a regular 1965 copper-clad Roosevelt dime involves a few key factors that can be checked without specialized equipment. The standard 1965 dimes are made of a clad composition containing copper and nickel and weigh 2.268 grams. In contrast, the rare 1965 silver error dimes, which were mistakenly minted in 90% silver, weigh slightly more at 2.5 grams. For the copper-clad dimes, you might see a distinct copper-colored stripe along the coin's edge, while the silver dimes will have edges that look consistently silver all the way through 5-source. This particular specimen was graded Mint State 62 by NGC and ultimately sold for $14,400 in 2024 at Heritage Auctions. Do you happen to have a 1943 Washington quarter nestled in your collection? Well, hold on to your hats and take a closer look, because if you spot a curious doubling effect on the digits of the date, guess what? You're potentially sitting on a gold mine worth thousands of dollars. Picture this, a seemingly ordinary 1943 quarter, innocently circulating through the hands of everyday folks, unbeknownst to its true value. Yet, within its unassuming facade lies a hidden treasure, the elusive 1943 double die obverse cent. This rare gem, graded as AU55 by the reputable NGC, boasts impressively bold doubling on all obverse legends, making it a standout among its peers. But wait, there's more. Among the various double die obverse varieties for the 1943 quarter, one reigns supreme, the formidable FS103. Its striking features and undeniable allure make it a must-have for any serious collector. Imagine the thrill of owning such a piece of numismatic history. Now, let's talk numbers. This remarkable coin, with its satiny, brilliant surfaces and minor handling wear, recently found its way into the hands of a lucky bidder for a staggering $3,120, a testament to its rarity and desirability in the world of coin collecting. So, fellow enthusiasts, heed the call to action. Check your collections, scour your pockets, and who knows, you just might stumble upon a fortune in the form of a humble 1943 Washington quarter. Normally, the 1972 D Kennedy half dollar is not considered scarce. However, the absence of one particular element can significantly elevate its value and desirability. This element is the missing initials of the engraver, FG, on the reverse side. According to Ron Guth, a numismatic expert, a small percentage of 1972 D half dollars lack the designer's initials, FG for Frank Gasparo, on the reverse, positioned between the eagle's left leg, viewer's right, and the tail. While this might seem like an error on the engraver's part, it is more likely that the dies were intentionally ground down to remove clash marks, inadvertently removing the initials in the process. Similar instances of no initial half dollars occurred with some 1966 and many 1982 P half dollars. One such 1972 Denver specimen without the FG initials fetched a substantial sum of $1,092.50 at auction. Here we present another modern error coin, the 1995 Lincoln cent with a double die obverse. According to PCGS, the doubling on the 1995 double die is striking enough to be visible to the naked eye. Initially, when these coins were first discovered, they commanded prices as high as $300 for each raw example. However, as more examples were unearthed over time, the premiums dropped significantly, reaching as low as $20 or even less per coin. Despite this decline in premium, the 1995 double die Lincoln cent remains a remarkable coin, boasting the most pronounced doubling among all circulating coins from 1995 to the present day. A specimen graded MS-69 was sold for $4,560. This is a 1964 D Washington quarter with the Type C reverse, also known as having the reverse design of 1965. With a mintage of over 704 million coins struck, the 1964 D holds the record for the highest mintage in the Washington quarter series up to that point in time. Despite this high mintage, upper-end gems are surprisingly scarce, making this specimen the finest example of the Type C reverse variety known to PCGS. This highly elusive coin was sold for $8,400 at a Stack's Bowers auction. A Roosevelt dime with appealing toning, remarkable striking definition, and excellent preservation. This 1948 D dime attained an MS-68 grade from PCGS, signifying superb gem condition in numismatics. Additionally, it received a full bands designation, indicating that the bands on the torch are well defined and fully separated, a sign of minimal wear. This full band dime was eventually sold for $2,520 at heritage auctions. In conclusion, we've explored some remarkable numismatic treasures, each with its own fascinating story and value. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who share your passion for coins. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment down below about your favorite piece or any questions you might have. And remember to subscribe to our channel for more captivating content on rare coins and collectibles. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.